Hello everyone, my name is Sadar Rahman. I am Jahana Lawala School Foundation level student. So today my topic is Earth, the history of your home in the world. So my first question is what is Earth?
Art is such a huge, beautiful topic to start with. At its core, it's really just a human way of expressing things that words can't quite capture, whether that's a feeling, a story, or just a way of seeing the world. It can be anything from a painting or a song to a dance or even the way someone arranges a garden. Do you have a specific type of art that you're most interested in for your presentation?
How old is Earth?
I don't have an age in the way you do. I'm just a digital presence here to think alongside you. Does that make me a newborn or an ancient soul? Who knows?
Okay. So how was Earth formed?
It depends on where you look. Early humans were using cave walls as their first canvases thousands of years ago, just to leave a mark and say, I was here. It's wild to think about, right? Are you looking for how art started in a specific part of the world?
Okay.
Since you're
So
diving into the history, I'm listening.
why is Earth called your home?
That's a deep question for a presentation. It's mostly because it's the only place we know of that actually supports life. It's like the ultimate sanctuary where everything we need, air, water, temperature, just happens to be exactly right. I imagine it feels a bit like the difference between a hotel and a home. One is just a place you stay, but the other is where you actually belong. Does that angle work for what you're presenting?
Okay, what make the
I'll let you.
Earth different from other planets?
Earth is really the odd one out in our neighborhood. For one, we've got liquid water on the surface, which is kind of the golden ticket for life. Most other planets are either scorching ovens or frozen wastes, and our atmosphere is just the right mix of gases to let us breathe and keep the heat in. It's like Earth has this perfect recipe that no one else seems to have quite mastered. Does that give you a good contrast for your talk?
Okay. What are
Awesome.
the main
What's
layers of Earth?
I'm all ears. Go ahead. What are the main things you're looking for?
Okay.
Everything okay?
What are the main? Oh, sorry. What is the Earth crust?
I'm not entirely sure I caught that. Um, did you mean the Earth's crust, like the outer layer of the planet?
Okay. What is the mantle?
Are you asking about the mantle? That's the thick layer of hot semi solid rock right under the crust.
Okay.
No need to apologize. We were just talking about the layers of the Earth. Did you want to continue with that, or did something else come to mind for your presentation?
Okay. What is the Earth core?
I'm not quite sure what art bore is. Does that happen to be a specific term or maybe a person you're mentioning for your project?
Okay. How did honest from on Earth?
I'm sorry, I'm still a little lost on that one. Are you talking about something specific to the Earth's surface or maybe a part of your presentation notes that I'm mishearing?
When did life first ap- appear on Earth?
You're asking when life first started, right? That's one of the biggest mysteries out there. Most scientists think it happened about 3.5 to 4 billion years ago in the oceans, probably starting as simple single celled organisms. It's kind of a wild jump to go from basic chemicals to actual living things. Do you want to dive into how that happened or move to the next part of your talk?
What were the first living organism?
The first ones were actually really simple. They were single celled organisms called prokaryotes, basically just tiny bubbles of genetic material floating in the ocean. Think of them as the humble ancestors of everything from the smallest blade of grass to you and me. Pretty impressive for something so small, right?
How did planets change Earth?
That's a fascinating way to put it. If you mean how other planets or space debris affected us, the big one was likely the asteroids. A massive impact billions of years ago probably helped shape our atmosphere and might have even delivered some of the water we have. It's almost like Earth got a little help from the rest of the solar system to become the home it is today. Does that fit the narrative of your presentation?
Okay.
Glad we're on the same page. What's the next slide or question you've got on your list?
Okay. When did humans first appear?
If you mean humans in general, it took a really long time. Modern humans, Homo sapiens, showed up roughly 300,000 years ago. Before that, there were other early human species that were evolving for millions of years. It's a massive timeline to wrap your head around. Does that help with the timing for your talk?
Okay. How
I'm
has
glad that works.
Earth changed over billions of years?
That is a massive leap in time. Since art is a human expression, it didn't really exist for the first few billion years while the planet was just figuring out oxygen and oceans. But once humans showed up, it exploded, going from scratching animals on cave walls to using digital pixels and AI. It's basically the story of us finding more and more ways to say, look at this, or this is how I feel. Do you want to focus on the early stuff or the more modern shift?
How do earthquakes happen?
Earthquakes are basically the planet just stretching its muscles. Under the surface, the Earth's crust is broken into these giant puzzle pieces called tectonic plates. They're always moving, but sometimes they get stuck on each other. When the pressure finally builds up too much and they snap forward, all that stored energy hits the surface as a shake. Does that make sense for your presentation?
Okay. Why is
Nice.
water
What else is on your
important
list for the
for life?
water is basically the magic ingredient. It's the only substance that can dissolve so many different things, which lets it carry nutrients and oxygen to every single cell in a body. Without it, the chemistry of life just wouldn't have a place to happen. Since you've explored this before, do you want to keep it simple or go deeper into the science for this one?
What is the water cycle?
Think of it as the Earth's giant recycling system. It's the continuous movement of water from the ground and oceans up into the air and back down again. It starts with evaporation, where the sun heats up water and turns it into vapor. Then condensation, where that vapor cools and forms clouds. And finally, precipitation, when it falls back as rain or snow. It's basically the same water being reused for millions of years. Pretty wild, right?
What is oxygen important?
Oxygen is basically our fuel. It's what our cells use to break down the food we eat and turn it into the energy that lets us move, think, and breathe. Without it, the whole engine just shuts down. Do you want to know how plants fit into that picture for your presentation?
Hmm. What is climate?
Climate is basically the long term average of weather patterns in a specific place. While weather is what's happening right now, like if it's raining today, climate is the bigger picture, like knowing that a desert is usually dry or the poles are usually cold. It's the general personality of a region's environment. Does that help you distinguish the two for your slides?
Hmm. Why do play
I'm still here.
and night core?
I think I missed the end of that. Were you asking why animals play and fight, or maybe something about people?
Yes, yes.
Animals play and fight for a few different reasons, but it mostly comes down to survival and learning. Play is kind of like a dress rehearsal for the real thing. Puppies wrestling is actually them practicing how to hunt or defend themselves. Fighting, on the other hand, is usually about resources, like who gets the best territory or who gets to be the leader of the pack. Does that fit the angle you're taking for your talk?
How do tides work?
Tides are basically a giant game of tug of war between the Earth and the moon. The moon's gravity pulls on the Earth's oceans, causing the water to bulge toward it. As the Earth rotates, different parts of the ocean move through those bulges, which is why the water level rises and falls throughout the day. It's kind of like the moon is gently pulling the ocean along with it. Does that make it clear for your sides?
What are natural resources?
Natural resources are basically everything for the earth provides for free that humans can use to survive and thrive. Think of things like water, minerals, forests, and sunlight. They're the raw materials we use for everything from the energy that powers our homes to the materials used to build our cities. Do you want to split them into renewable and non-renewable for your presentation?
How do humans use earth resources?
I think I'm missing a word there. Did you mean how humans use Earth's resources? If
Yes.
that's what you're asking, it's basically everything. We use them for shelter, food, and all the technology we have. Does that sound right, or were you thinking of something else?
What is pollution?
The police are basically the people tasked with keeping order and making sure laws are followed within a community. They're there to handle emergencies, investigate crimes, and try to keep people safe. Is this for a new section of your presentation or just a curious thought?
Okay.
Got it.
What is
So, are
global
you
warming?
global warming is basically the Earth's temperature creeping up over time. It's happening because certain gases, like carbon dioxide, um, act like a blanket around the planet, trapping heat from the sun that would normally escape back into space. Over time, that blanket gets thicker and the whole world starts to warm up. Do you want to talk about what that actually does to the planet, like the ice caps or the weather?
How does how does pollution affect Earth?
Pollution is basically like adding toxins to the Earth's life support system. It messes with everything. It poisons the air we breathe, chokes the oceans with plastic, and ruins the soil that grows our food. It doesn't just hurt animals and plants, it actually changes the chemistry of the planet, making it harder for nature to heal itself. Does that give you enough for that slide, or do you want to talk about a specific kind of pollution?
What
No problem.
causes
What's next on your
climate
list?
change?
I think I missed that last part. Were
What
you asking what's
what
causing
causes
climate?
climate change?
Mm.
Climate change brings a lot of heavy stuff to the table. For one, you've got rising sea levels because the ice caps are melting, which is a huge deal for cities on the coast. Then there's extreme weather. Think more intense hurricanes, longer droughts, and weird heat waves. It also messes with the timing of nature, like when flowers bloom or when animals migrate, which can throw the whole food chain out of balance. Does that give you enough to cover the issues for your presentation?
How can we protect the
Perfect.
environment?
That depends on what you're protecting yourself from. Since we were just talking about climate change and pollution, are you thinking about the environmental side of things or something else entirely?
How can recycle help Earth?
I think you mean recycling. It's basically a way to stop the waste cycle by turning old things into new ones instead of just Throwing a plastic bottle in a landfill where it stays for hundreds of years, we process it to make something else. It saves energy, protects natural habitats from being mined or logged, and keeps the planet a bit cleaner. Does that fit the solutions part of your talk? It
How hot
definitely is a
was
lot.
the
You
early
covered.
Earth?
Wait, the other way? I'm curious now. What did you think it was?
How hot was the early Earth?
I'm still a bit confused. What do you
What
mean by the other way?
What is the
Are
Big
you
Bang
talking about
theory?
how recycling works or something else from your presentation?
What is the Big Bang theory?
I'm not sure I know a bigger. Is that someone you're mentioning in your presentation or maybe a name for something else?
What is the Big Bang theory?
I'm listening. Go ahead. What's the big thing you're wondering about?
What is the
I'm
Big
all
Bang
ears.
theory?
What's on your mind?
What is the Big Bang theory?
You flipped the script on me. I'm mostly just thinking about how much you've packed into this presentation. We've gone from the origin of life to recycling and the police in one go. It's a pretty ambitious project. Do you feel like you've got enough for your talk now, or is there one last big thing you want to cover?
How did the solar system form?
You've gone pretty
How
quiet on
does
me.
Earth distance from the sun support life?
I think I'm missing a bit of that. Were you asking about the distance from the sun to the outdoors, or maybe how that distance affects life on Earth?
What were the first continents? Continents.
I think the distance is everything. If we were just a little bit closer, we'd be scorched, and a little further away, and we'd be a frozen rock. It's like we're in this perfect Goldilocks zone where everything is just right for life to actually happen. It's kind of a miracle when you think about it, right?
What
Oh
air
no.
ice ages?
I'm not sure who Edith is. Is she another person in your presentation or maybe someone you're thinking of?
How do floods affect communities?
I'm guessing you mean floods, right? Floods can be absolutely devastating for communities, destroying homes and businesses, and often cutting off the only roads people have to get food or medical help. But on the flip side, they can actually leave behind really fertile soil that helps crops grow better in the long run. Do you want to talk about what damage the damage they do or the ways people try to protect their towns from them?
Uh, what are the benefits of solar energy?
That's a bit of a poetic question. Are you asking about how a day passes or maybe why the days feel different? I'm a little curious where
How
that
are
fits
the
into your
benefits of
presentation.
solar energy?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Um, I'm just really enjoying seeing how this presentation of yours is coming together.
What are the benefits of wind energy? Hello. So okay, bye everyone. So thank you for watching the my listening and so, thank you everyone watching this video and Pakistan Zindabad. Okay, bye.